Welcome everyone to this week's Brief to Heal podcast with our beautiful friend Hattie Green, who we've had on before. So this is round two because we couldn't get everything in last time. So I'm super excited to have you back on. We've got lots to catch up on. We're going to be talking all about coaching, entrepreneurship, spirituality, consciousness, developing ourselves, growing ourselves. So sit back, guys, relax and enjoy the show. Okay, welcome Hattie. Thank you for coming back on and giving me your time again. I know you're super busy, so it's a pleasure to have you on, and I know that we're going to hopefully have even more of a fun-filled conversation than we did last time. So how have you been? What's been going on since our last show? I've seen you growing tremendously, events everywhere and all sorts. Tell us a little bit more.
It's been wild. Thank you, firstly, so much for having me again. I love this space with you, and just doing anything with you is so amazing. So thank you so much. And yeah, since we last spoke, I feel like actually I've been on quite a transitional whirlwind, like so much, which would be great actually to get into, but so much has been going on in terms of course building business. That's just that usual flow as general, but within myself, a lot of transitions with actually understanding a lot of how I've been feeling, thinking, creating a way of being. I mean, there's a lot, we can go into it, but so much. One of the main things that I've been doing is actually really working on pleasure and bringing pleasure into my day. I was very much over the past, say, couple of months getting really into my head, and that's not usually like me. I'm not usually really in my head, and I have been, which has then trickled into, kind of my practices not being as consistent, as in like my spiritual practices and daily practices for myself, my motivation not being as great, my productivity, therefore, it's a ripple effect, isn't it, when it's like that, which just shows, which is amazing evidence of how important it is to continually work on yourself, grow, evolve the practices. It's a continuous journey, but yeah, really in my head. And so one of the things that I started doing, I was obviously really kind of depleted because I started being very judgmental, criticizing of myself, and so started to bring pleasure into my day. And what I mean by that is I did a list of 30 things that really bring me pleasure, and some of them were just small things like that first sip of coffee in the morning, a hot bath, fresh sheets, a couple of things like that. But I did a list of 30, and then on the hour, every hour, I paused, I indulged in a pleasurable, what for me is a pleasurable moment, and then replay back in. So I was really filling myself up again, every hour on the hour, no matter what was happening, pause, indulge in the pleasure. But I mean, like, indulge like never before. Like, everything is that moment.
Embrace your power, right?
Embracing the power. This is absolutely it. So like everything, it brought me back to the present moment. Obviously that brings in gratitude, really just over exaggerating and indulging in that. Also, you feel, to start with, I felt really silly, which made me laugh, and had that ripple effect and pleasure on others.
Being that childlike, right? Bring out that child essence.
Yeah, that is 100% it. And I think when you get so in your head, that's very easily lost. A lot of things I think are really easily lost, especially the positive, in terms of positivity, in terms of love for yourself and for others. it can very easily go. And so I've been doing a lot of that, which in turn has brought up other things for me, how I've been looking at life, everything like that. So yeah, do you know what, actually, a lot's been going on, but mainly in that sense of me and my evolution and growth, rather than say, you know, goals with business and that sort of thing.
And sometimes though, you need, if you can get your vibration right, everything else will fall in place anyway. So if you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, you're feeling in that joyful state, you're going to want to work, you're going to want to be motivated, you're going to want to do the tasks and make the phone calls, make the emails and stuff like that. So yeah, beautiful. So for those that may not have heard the first session, tell us a little bit about Embrace Your Power as well. Just so people can get more of an idea of you and why you've got so much joy in your life right now.
Yeah, totally. So Embrace Your Power is a business that I set up. It's a platform, it's a business that I set up during lockdown. And it originally started with virtual global events. So really bringing together, I had this huge passion to bring together people from around the world that had been a huge part of my journey, really inspirational, had so much knowledge and value to give, to one platform that's accessible to everyone around the world, to hear from these people, to, you know, gain tangible tips to implement into their life for positive change from these inspirational people. So it started with that, and then it's just grown and grown as a platform. So I now do blast sessions, training sessions with like smaller groups of people, one-to-one coaching. I collaborate with other people, you know, just like yourself, coming on doing breath work.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, and it's really great to have this platform and space for people that's really accessible, almost as well that introduction to the power of personal development, a space to be guided, inspired, empowered, for everyone, you know, around the world. And with it being virtual, and there's a progression with more in-person stuff, but currently with it being virtual, it is accessible, you know, to everybody globally, which is really important. So yeah, that's just a little bit about the business and what we do.
Yeah, perfect. And obviously going back to our original point, as you're like the head honcho of that, and if you're feeling good, you're going to be able to help your clients more. Finding on that hour, I love that, every hour, like setting an alarm, right? Okay, it's time for a little bit of energy uplifting. No matter how good I'm feeling anyway, I can always go more. And then if you're feeling good, your clients are going to come to you, they're going to be able to receive that as well. And it's just a nice ripple effect of, it's like that the picture they have with all of the unlit matches and just one lit match.
Yes, I know exactly.
As soon as that goes, they're all going.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it is just like I was saying at the start, that ripple effect of the being in your head and the kind of more negative thoughts, and how that it's totally the same, you know, but on the opposite side of the ripple effect with the positivity, the high vibration, the energy, with that. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's one of these where people get inspired as well. They see you, if they see you in a good place and they're coming to you for coaching and you're thriving and you're big smile on your face, you're beaming with light, you're high energy, it's contagious. People, I want to feel like that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think that's where for me as well, not only for myself, is it really important for me to continually grow and evolve and work on me. It's also important for others that I continually evolve and grow and work on myself too.
Of course.
And that's why it's like, you know, beautiful to share those moments where as well, it's not always feeling joyous necessarily. There are moments in the road where you get maybe a bit in your head, or something externally does happen that maybe knocks you a little, but that is all part of it. And that's why, again, another importance of doing this work on yourself, because you have the toolkit, as it were, to then switch that up. What do I need to do? I can recognize this, I'm aware of this, and how do I move forward?
Of course, you just said a very important keyword there, toolkit. When we very first get on this journey, things are hard, and we don't have that guidance. When you do years and years of work, all of a sudden you get the knowledge, you get the wisdom, and the big things become small things, and you know how to handle things better. That for me was very important on my journey. Of when I first started on my journey, I didn't have a clue. I just was like reading and writing, but I could have said, if I'd have had someone like yourself, I could have saved so much time. But I didn't at the time. Back then, I didn't know about that stuff, so I was just learning myself, and part of self-mastery. That was my thing. Okay, cool, I need to change things. What do I need to do? So when I was at school, I hated learning. I left school and I loved learning.
Right, 100%, exactly the same.
Yeah,
I feel like that's such a human thing of when we don't have to do it, we want
to.
Yeah.
Look at the amount of books you've got behind you.
Yeah.
Would you have had that many in school? No.
At school, I'd be like, hell no, I didn't even read. I was like, I didn't even want to read. But now I always have a book. I love books. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? But I totally resonate with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what are you doing for yourself. I know you're a coach to coaches as well. But I know we was briefly speaking about you having coaching as well, a whole day's coaching. Tell us a little bit about that, what you're doing, how that might help people as well, because it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, having that guidance, having that someone pointing you in the right direction is very valuable, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think it really links to what you said about, we're always learning. There's always something new. Even if you've done so much work on yourself and you feel a certain way, there's still something to work on, or a goal even that you want to meet, or there's still a conditioned belief in your head about something that you want to rewire. There's always something, and as you grow, some new challenges come in, because you're at the next level where maybe those challenges weren't there where you were before. So it is always important, and that's why I always have a coach. I've had a coach I started actually exactly same as you, within the personal development space. No coach, didn't even know there was coaching, didn't even know what it was. This was years ago. And reading books, listening to podcasts where I would take ideas and put them in. And that's how I started. But when I was approached by a coach and I jumped into the space, the acceleration of results was crazy. Within, say, what maybe myself I would have done in years, I did in months. So in terms of my goals and my soul, really. So I committed in January to another 12 months of coaching. I just committed to a 12-month contract there and then, because it is so important to continue that evolution and growth with what you, as a person in life, spiritually. As I say, I love the concept of the goal and soul, because we're very conditioned, I believe, to be very goal orientated. I want to do this. A lot of clients that come to me is that they have a goal, in business, or they want to be at a point where they can own a house, or whatever it is. It's very goal, materialistic. Whereas I love working on the soul, and think it's very important to, at the same time, work on that soul line. So then on the journey, I'm doing a visual here. Obviously, people can't see. Yeah, this, so it's like a
I
graph.
can see the hands getting straighter and straighter and straighter. I'm like,
but yeah, the line on the graph of the soul line has to expand at the same time as the goal line, so that you, throughout achieving what you want to achieve, are feeling consistently fulfilled, you know, happy in what you're doing, etc. So I always have a coach myself, and within that space, well, it's obviously been amazing during this kind of transition that I've been on, because she really helps me look at things and understand things in a way when I'm in my own head. I'm like tunnel vision, so it helps me look outside the box with that. And I actually have been really like compartmentalizing my life, which I didn't do before. So I've really been going, okay, this is my business life, work life. This is my family and home life. This is my performing life, and this is my social life. You know, it's been very like and I didn't really see that I was doing that. And I think that's why I was so in my head, because I was like, how do I align all of these things? I've got huge things going on in all 4 of these aspects, but I've been seeing them as individual entities. Whereas I'm now switching into, and, you know, creating ways and practices to see it as one created life. So it all is aligned and flows as one. So it's just all a pleasure celebration in all that I do, rather than right now I'm doing this and that and that and that, you know. And it's like one hat rather than a hat for each of those things.
yeah, I like that. And it's the small little things, the little steps that we take every day that make that bigger picture all come alive.
Yeah, 100%.
Become the creator, become the artist of your life, and do the little things and paint your picture of what you want. I always loved that. When someone said that to me, become the painter, become the creator, just put everything together and everything will just
I love that. And it's been so powerful for me, just even, you know, that as a visual is really powerful, but as a visual to go, it's all one. It is all one. It's not, I am this Hattie there, I'm that Hattie there, I'm that. I am,
you're just Hattie.
I am it. Yeah, I am Hattie in it all. And so that's where actually doing a kind of full day session with her has been really powerful, because I'm really working on who I am being. So rather than looking at each aspect individually, I'm just solely focused on who am I being, and it's who I am being is the same in everything, right? So it all comes from who I'm being. So I'm working on that again, because I did neglect it for a while, and then create practices from that, like you said, those little practices that we do each day that are a compound effect to that greater thing.
The word you just said there, compound effect. So if we do something one day, it's got the factor of 1. We do it twice, it's got a factor of 2. Do it 3 times, factor of 3. So you're multiplying, you're compounding that effort every single day. So make something a daily habit, make it a daily practice of getting up in the morning, feeling good, gratitude, and writing your journal, writing your goals down, whatever it may be for you, breathing, meditating. Do it every single day, and you cannot get stronger. You cannot do the work every day and not get the results.
100%. And with that as well, I think it's great to actually understand that compound effect.
Yeah, please delve into it a little bit more. You're greater explaining of this.
Yeah, no, because it's that we always tend to like to see immediate results, right? It's like people go to the gym, they've gone for a week and they're like, there's no difference, so I'm gonna stop, right? That is like a general thing. It's that those instant results. However, the compound effect is that really seeing those things over time, just exactly how you explained it, you'll see those results, maybe not straight away, but with that compound effect, you're going to see it in its greatness maybe later on down the line, but it's happening. So
Yeah.
it's really staying consistent and committed. And this is a lesson I'm learning. I've been on it, fell out of it, I'm learning again myself. It's a whole journey, right? But really, really important, and definitely not about those instant results. It's trusting that consistent work,
Yeah, exactly. And then, as we said, the more you do them, that consistent, then all of a sudden you're learning new tools and you pick up little things, and all of a sudden your knowledge gets a little bit stronger, and then all of a sudden you're building that toolkit. And we come back to that toolkit, and that toolkit just keeps growing and it's spiraling. And that's how I see it. Like, I like to listen to people or read things, and even if I can just take one thing to add to my toolkit. Totally. That one nugget. Okay, what's the one nugget? Sometimes I can scan a book. Just give me let me find the nugget.
Yeah.
Literally could speed read through the book, find a nugget. I like that. That's the one.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that and then I'm going to turn that into my own.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, 100%, like that toolkit. And that's where, the reading, the audio books are amazing, like when we both started our journey sort of thing with that. And then the coaching, again, why it's a consistent thing for me, having a coach as well as being one, is that I'm consistently finding new things and learning new things to put in there. So when I am is the right word, on my own, but when I am, experiencing something, and I go, and there's no one maybe necessarily to straight away jump to or to help me with that situation, I have a toolkit to go, I can just dip into here. This is what I did before that really helped with that. I'm going to use that. And it's just building that awareness as well around all of that, so that then you can much more quickly, change up the way that you're thinking about things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it's being organized as well with ourselves. If we're studying something, having that toolkit, okay, cool, I can access that. I can put it in sort of like a file, whatever you want to do, because we are like a computer at the end of the day, so we can file it in. Just easy ways of accessing. Okay, cool, what do I need? Go into the subconscious mind, give me the information I need on this. What do I need to do? How can I find a solution for what is the solution for this? And if you ask yourself a question, everything we need is within us.
100%.
And it will come.
Yeah.
You might be shown a little sign. You might be shown something in a song, or you might read something, and then you go, it might not come straight away. But that answer will come. And you just keep asking yourself questions. What do you want?
And I love that you've just brought that in there, actually, because it's one thing having the tools and that kit to do that, but it's accessing it is another thing in itself. So I love that you said that, because it's giving your brain, being aware of that, and also giving your brain the space to allow the insights, to see the signs that are, right for you for that particular thing or that particular moment.
Yeah, because sometimes we might see many signs as well, and then we might get confused. Well, what one is it? So, and then we have to go for myself. What I do, if I see lots of different signs, and it's all pointing, it might be pointing in different directions, I'll ask hands on the belly. After that, the gut never lies. Okay, which one feels right? And when so when it feels right for me or for my client, or group I'm doing or whatever it may be, if it feels right, if that's the one I'll go for. If I might have 2 or 3 options of something I need, but something little, even if it's got that tiniest bit of not sure, that's not the one.
Yeah,
it has to be an absolute yes.
Yeah,
If
I
it feels
totally
yes,
agree.
yeah.
And when you listen into your body more, and hopefully if you're listening to this, you can start to be aware of listening into your body more. You are feeling those feelings all the time on every decision that needs to be made, on everything that's happening, on a person that you meet. You feel away. You are always feeling these things, and you are, but listening to that is a whole other thing in itself. So really listening into your body,
Yeah.
if you give the space and time to do that, you know what is the right, whether you go for that thing or not.
Yeah.
100% what is the right way for you to go at that moment.
And if you take the wrong one, it'll be a lesson for you, and then you'll have to keep going through it until you learn the lesson, and then you'll be guided into the right direction.
Yeah, and eventually you'll listen to the right way for you. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You know what? Sometimes mistakes and failures are the best ways to learn. And you get more. And if someone says to me like they have never failed, like lies. And if I've been through so much over the years of doing certain businesses and certain things where I failed. I actually went through the cycle a couple of times. This is why I know it happened, because I didn't learn. And then all of a sudden the cycle kept coming, and I was like, there's a pattern here. I learned my lesson. The pattern stopped.
Yeah, 100% resonate. I've been there, definitely. When it comes to certain things, and I wouldn't listen, wouldn't go into the intuition, did it anyway. And
I can't do it anyway. Yeah.
And then again, I'm like, oh, do you know what? I'm doing it anyway. And then the same, like you said, the same lesson. And what's beautiful about that is that the lessons will keep coming for you to learn.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I was about to swear, but that's it. It's a continuous lesson until it's learned, until you see or you're guided to a different way, which is so beautiful. What's that quote in my head?
I think I know the one.
Direction. There's something coming in my mind.
When you hit a wall, you're not hitting the wall, you're being redirected into that direction.
100%, yeah. And that's really beautiful. So mistakes and failures are they're an absolute must. If anything, it's like celebrate them, because you need
absolutely them. There's still wins as well, because even though you may have lost money, like I got scammed badly a few times when we was doing cryptocurrency, and I went back into other projects thinking, this one's going to be different, and I ended up losing a lot of money because of it. And then in the end, I was just like, no, my lesson was that's not for you.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Okay, cool. That's my lesson.
100%. Yeah, I'm so on that. And it is, I know so much. And even when they come in now, even when the challenges of me, say, being in my head with stuff recently, I know it is all 100% part of what I need. It is so divine when everything happens that I don't necessarily like or want it to. When I look back, and every time I do it, even if looking back is like 7 days ago, I'm like, that was so perfect for me right then. I 100% had to feel that way, or I 100% had to go through that certain thing to actually understand this next step that I'm that I'm able to now.
Everything happens for us, not to us.
100%. Yeah.
It's just universal laws. Everything is happening for you. So no matter what you have or are going through, your struggles, you're really battling to get something going right now, keep going. The universe is testing you.
Yeah, which at the time, granted, can be really difficult.
Oh, it's tough, yeah. You just want to throw everything in. I'm not doing this. I've had enough.
Yeah, 100% it can be at the time. Like, it's really easy to say, but 100% at the time,
and the reason it's easy for us to say as well is because we've done it and we've been there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and probably will be there again.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly.
So it's perfect. But yeah, definitely that divine timing of it all, and that everything is happening for us.
Yeah.
Even if you can't see it. Now, say if you're listening to this right now and you are in that space, no matter how how challenging that is for you right now, just allow that to go round, in the mind, and it is happening for you 100%.
Absolutely. Okay, Hattie, thank you for joining us. Is there anything you want to finish off with, a tip, something for the people?
Just to actually watch out on the Embrace Your Power space.
Yeah, please tell us about your event.
Yeah, we're going to be collaborating together. Joby's going to be coming on to the EYP platform for the next few months, once a month, and doing some amazing breath work with us. So yeah, watch out. Instagram, Embrace Your Power Global, and please give us a follow.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Hattie, for joining us. Guys, this is Breathe to Heal, and I hope you've enjoyed the show, talking all about how you can build your toolkit, how everything happens for us. Stay strong, stay in your lane, stay positive, and follow Hattie's guidance. Go and follow her, support her. She is absolutely amazing. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again.
Thank you
everyone. See you soon.